Well, good morning from Paducah, Kentucky. It's about 9:50 a.m. Saturday morning. What is it, the 13th? The 13th of May. And yeah, had a great visit with Hannah and Jacob last night. Jacob and I ended up going and seeing the Super Mario Brothers movie, which was surprisingly good. A lot of fan service. If you're a fan of that franchise, I don't think that movie would disappoint. Just been working a little bit. It's a great room. I'm at the La Quinta. This is the king-size room. I don't know what the extra was called, but it was only like $10 extra on Expedia to get this whole sitting living room area. Comfy bed, big bathroom, big shower. And of course, if you've been tracking along, you know that my mission has been progressing nicely. 4 days to see my mom, 3 of my kids, and well, we're 3/4 of the way there. The only thing that's left is to see my son Andrew in Murray, Kentucky. Only about, I think, 45 minutes or 50 minutes away from here. Supposed to meet Andrew around 3 or 4, so I've got a few hours. And of course, the trip is full of nostalgia, and there's a spot really close to here that's got a special place. So yeah, I'm gonna finish uploading yesterday's vlog, get that out to you guys, and then take a shower real quick, jump on the road, and well, the journey continues. The land cruising day 3 coming to your face. Let's go. Honestly, forgot how much it rains in this part of the country. It's gonna be another rainy day, I think. You know, I just realized there is a couple cool things to see in Paducah. So before we get out of Paducah, let me show you a couple highlights of this Kentucky town. And then we'll get nostalgic again. But yeah, first let's check out Paducah. All right, so one thing I know for sure about Paducah, Kentucky, and I don't think I'm making a blanket statement here, or maybe I am, is that, well, this is like the home of quilting. This is the Quilting Museum. They have a big quilting convention and festival here every year. Maybe this is the Mecca for quilting. I don't know. It's something you got to piece together on your own, but yeah, I don't know. I was trying to figure out how to work in a duvet joke, but I don't think it's there. But yeah, the Quilting Museum is a big thing here in downtown Paducah. And another fun fact about Paducah is it's a river town. Paducah sits right on the Ohio River, and there's been issues in the past with flooding when the river has rose, but they have an interesting way to kind of work on that here in Paducah. They have this huge river wall, which is I'm sure other towns have it. I haven't quite seen any this kind of cool. You know, they have, this is what it looks like, just blanked up. But right here in the downtown area, they've adorned it with murals. What's really neat is it can be sealed off to protect the town from the river. And here's a look at the Ohio River. Got a vessel making our way up here. Now, what's interesting, at least for those who like to take cruise vacations, is this is one of the stops for the American Steamboat Company. So if you're doing some U.S. river cruises, you might stop in Paducah at this river walk. So I'm not sure where that American Steamboat Company docks, but I feel like it's gonna be, I don't think it's anything more elaborate. Like, I don't think it's a big cruise terminal or anything. And then of course, the land across the Ohio, that is the state of Illinois. The land of Lincoln, maybe? I don't know. There's some debate between Kentucky and Illinois who gets to claim Abraham Lincoln. One's the birthplace, one was the place that he lived. I think born in Kentucky, but lived in Illinois. So river walk over there, and then this is kind of the downtown area. Of course, there's a lot of construction going on. Old buildings, old restaurants, but there's a lot to explore. I think there's a train museum over there. So surprisingly, or maybe not surprisingly, I don't know, but a lot to get into here in Paducah. I also spied over here near the Quilt Museum, they've got a big farmer's market. So I'm not sure how frequently they do this, but that structure there looks pretty permanent. This is downtown farmer's market, so I gotta feel like maybe this is something that happens often on the weekends. Yeah, nice little kind of outdoor market. Some live music over there. Fresh squeezed lemonade. There you go. If you ever find yourself on Interstate 24, moving your way through Kentucky, there's stuff to do in Paducah. There's one more Paducah spot worth mentioning, and that's Starnes Barbecue. I don't know how long this place has been in business, but it's got to be over 40 or 50 years, maybe even longer. But yeah, this is some of the best barbecue I've had in life. Kentucky barbecue. Starnes, if you're in Paducah. So as I mentioned, Paducah is right across the river from Illinois. Two states are separated by the Ohio River, and the very first town in Illinois is kind of an iconic town. It's almost hard to come to Paducah and not cross this bridge and go to the very iconic Metropolis, Illinois. Now, when I think of Metropolis, Illinois, I think of three very specific things. I'll show them to you. The land of Lincoln. So Metropolis, one of the things it's famous for is a big statue. And I love a big statue. And so whenever I'm thinking about Metropolis, I certainly think about this big statue. Big John. I love a roadside big statue. I've always been fascinated with like Shoney's Big Boy, a big gorilla. Anytime you get a big statue out in front of your business, I remember it. Of course, to be fair, that's probably not the big statue this town is famous for, but Big John definitely holds a place in my mind, and I can't come to Metropolis without seeing him. Spot number 2 in Metropolis that I always think about is a little embarrassing to talk about. It's the first place I ever did it. The first place I tested the fates. Of course, back then there wasn't this casino as you see it now. It was the Merv Griffin Players Club Riverboat, and had to be when I turned 21, so maybe 1992. But you would come down here, the Ohio River is right down there. You would get on this riverboat and they would take you out, and as soon as you got into the water, you could start gambling. The rules have changed now. I think only part of the casino has to touch the water, but yeah, it was all these years ago where I played craps for the first time, where I gambled for the first time, and yeah, been testing the fates ever since. And so for craps players out there, you know that when the button's on, when the point's established, that 7 is your kryptonite. But oddly enough, right down the road from the casino, there's actual kryptonite. I mean, it does seem like a rock that's just been painted green, but kryptonite nonetheless. This used to be kind of an attraction of oddities and interesting stuff, but it has since closed. I think it closed with COVID, unfortunately. But yeah, this never went there when it was open. But some interesting stuff. All right, one more spot to show you in Metropolis. Okay, and the last thing, of course, I always think about when I think about Metropolis, Illinois, is the famous statue.
Truth, justice, and the American way.
Superman. Yeah, so this is iconic. I don't know how long it's been here in Metropolis, but this is right in the heart of Metropolis. Big Superman statue. Right across from the statue is a Superman museum with tons of memorabilia. Very interesting. And then it is kind of at the head of this long street. Down that street, there's going to be all kinds of different shops. There's some collectible stuff there. And then once a year, they have a big Superman festival. They close off this street, and it's really cool. Jenny and I have been to it before, but if you're ever in Metropolis, you've got to make your way to see the statue of Soups. All right, Metropolis, that's it for you. Goodbye, Big John. Let's head over to Murray, Kentucky. I should have been checking my miles on this trip, but I gotta gas up again. I'm on the outskirts of Paducah. Wonder if I should get gas in Paducah. I don't know. I've never been to Murray. I don't really know where I'm going. So yeah, let me find some place to gas up in Paducah. gas, a little more expensive than it was in Tennessee. The tank is full, and yeah, of course I got some road snacks. Road snack haul. You know, this wasn't a Buc-ee's, so back to the standards. It's got a Slim Jim. Oh yeah, snap into it. Diet Mountain Dew. The DMD life, if you know, you know. And just a small thing of combos. I think this is in lieu of lunch, because I'm gonna eat dinner with my son later. So yeah, off to Murray I go. Okay, well, this is kind of funny. I just drove into Murray, convinced that I'd booked a room at the Best Western. And then I looked at the Best Western as I pulled up. I'm at the Best Western. I looked at the Best Western when I pulled up. I'm like, oh, it's a renovated Best Western. It looks a little old. Across the street, there's a couple newer hotels. I go in to get my room, and they don't have a reservation for me, so I check Expedia where I booked my room. I didn't book here. I booked at the Spring Hill. So interesting. That's one thing. I'm going to go across the street and get my room here in Murray. But the second thing that's concerning is this. I just got this error in the car. Replace battery and remote key. 0%. I don't know how long this warning's been happening, but this is the first time I've seen it. So I'm assuming that if I don't figure out how to replace this battery, which we have an Equinox, I think I can figure out how to replace the battery. But I wonder if this is troublesome with the car. I gotta assume the rental car place would come help me out if the car stops working, but yeah, so a new task. Find my boy Andrew and get a battery for this car, or this fob. Well, I guess I should go check in at Spring Hill for, what an afternoon. But all solvable problems and nothing too crazy. All right, across the street we go. Yeah, so there's the hotel I'm booked at right there, the Spring Hill Suites. I'm sorry, Best Western. I was convinced I was booked at the Best Western. Now I remember why I think I almost booked Best Western, but I wanted something with more space. So I think that's why I booked this room. Perfect. Let me jump back in the car and go grab my son, Andrew. Yeah, the mission is almost complete. Well, who is this? Young Andrew Barnett, the king of Murray, Kentucky.
First of his name.
Your father's here.
Hello.
So Andrew, do you think we can change this battery?
Oh, absolutely.
Here we are at Walmart trying to make sure the car survives the night. This remote will self-destruct. Well, hopefully that works. Hopefully that works. Pretty much mission accomplished. Saw my mom, 3 of the kids. I still got another day or two, but thanks for checking out the video. Tony for La Lido Loca. Really, all these stairs? Until the next time, we'll see you on the Lido. Say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.